Let's go over our sight words, or also sometimes called our words to know. This is for lesson 12 this week in Journey. So we are reading the stories How Leopard Got His Spots, and also our story The Rainforest. So let's start by reading over our words to know for this week. We can see them over here in the black letters. So we went over these this morning, so let's go over them again. Our first word is the word brown, brown, own, own, very, very, off, off, never, never, no, no, out, out, bin, bin. So now let's go over our context cards where we get to see our sight words, but also get to see how it is used in a sentence and with a picture. So let's look at this first card. The word is brown. The sentence says, some hyenas have brown fur. Brown. Next we have the word own. Own. The sentence says, zebras know their own mother by her stripes. Own. Next we have the word very. Very. The sentence says, the snake in that tree is very long. Next we have the word off. The word off is used in the sentence. The bird flew off the rock and into the air. Next we have the word never. Never. Rhinos eat plants. They never eat meat. Next we have the word know. Our sentence says, leopards know how to climb trees. Know. Next we have the word out. Out. The word out is used in the sentence, I called out to Mom, look at that turtle. And our last word is the word bin. Bin. The giraffes have been moving fast. Bin. Now before you reread our story, How Leopard Got His Spots, let's talk about one of our target skills again. So one of our target skills this week is sequence of events. Now when we are talking about the sequence of events, we are talking about the story events that are told in time order. Meaning we are talking about what happens first in the story, what happens next, and what happens last. So in our story, How Leopard Got His Spots, Fred Turtle helps Len Leopard get his spots. Think about the important events in this story. What happens first, next, and last? This again is called the sequence of events. The flow chart below shows how you would say what happens first, then what happens next, and last in the story. So pay close attention when we reread. When Fred Turtle is helping Len Leopard get his spots, what is happening first, next, and last? As you read, I also want you to be thinking about the story lesson. How Leopard Got His Spots is a folk tale. People told this story for many years before it was written down. Folk tales also often teach a lesson. As you read, be thinking about what lesson do you learn from Hal Hyena? Folktales can also tell why something is happening the way it is. Think about Len Leopard's spots. What does this folktale try to explain? So as you read, be thinking about what lesson do you learn from Hal Hyena? And think about Len Leopard's spots. What do you think the folktale is trying to explain?
How Leopard Got His Spots. Written and illustrated by Gerald McDermott. Essential question. How are jungle animals different from animals on a farm? Do you know how Leopard got his spots? Once upon a time, Fred Turtle was playing catch with Hal Hyena. Hal tricked Fred. Then he ran away.
At the beginning of our story, when we were talking about the genre of folk tales, it told us to look for words like once upon a time.
Fred felt very sad. He called out for help. Help! I am stuck in the plants, he yelled.
So what happened to Fred that he got stuck in the plants? If we look back, Hal Hyena tricked Fred the turtle, and then he got stuck in the plants.
Len Leopard ran to help.
How does Len Leopard look different from the first leopard that we saw? This is the picture of the first leopard that we saw in our story. How does this leopard and Len Leopard look different? Well, Len Leopard does not have any spots. What does he look like? He is brown. He has 4 legs. And he is a big leopard.
Chop, chop, chop. Len cut the plants off and let Fred out.
So how is Len able to chop Fred out? What does he use? Len the leopard uses his sharp claws to cut Fred out of the plant.
Fred and Len danced in the sun. This is such fun, they said. I have never been this glad, said Fred. I like to paint if I am glad. Fred mixed paints from many flowers. Then he painted black stripes on Zell's zebra.
So it tells us that Fred painted on Zell Zebra. It says he painted black stripes on Zell Zebra. So what do you think Zell Zebra looked like before Fred painted on her? It tells us that Fred painted black stripes on her, so before she was an all-white zebra.
Fred painted Jill Giraffe next. "Look at me," said Jill. "I have big brown spots now." "I like spots very much." "And I have spots too?" asked Len.
So Fred painted big brown spots on Jill Giraffe. Next, Len Leopard says, "I like spots very much. Can I have spots too?" So why would Len want the spots? What do you think? Well, Len saw Jill Giraffe get spots painted on her, so now he wants some.
Fred got set to paint Len. Now Len had spots of his very own.
So first, Fred painted stripes on Zell. Then he painted spots on Jill. And last, he painted spots on Len. This shows a sequence of events. How do you think Len feels about having spots? Look at his face. How do you think he is feeling? He looks like he is smiling, and he looks happy and proud.
Zell, Jill, and Len had such fun looking at their spots and stripes. Hal said, "Paint me too." But Fred had a trick for Hal. He splashed Hal with brown paint. Hal yelled and ran off.
Why do you think that Fred would trick Hal? Think back to the beginning of our story. Do you remember what Hal Hyena did to Fred the turtle? Hal tricked Fred, and Fred got caught. In the plants. So Fred wanted to trick Hal.
Now, Fred and Len are best friends.
Now let's read our decodable, Rich Gets a Dog. Now as we read through our decodable, help me look for words that have the ch sound in them. Now remember, we talked about how the ch sound sometimes looks like CH and sometimes looks like TCH, but they both make the ch sound. The sound can also be seen sometimes at the beginning, middle, or end of the word. For example, in our title, our character's name is Rich. R-I-Ch. The ch sound is at the end of the word. So let's get started. Read along with me. Rich gets a dog. Mom and Dad tucked Rich in bed. Can I get a dog? Asked Rich. said Dad. Said Mom. Have you ever asked your parents for something and they said, let me think about it? Let's look. On this page, besides the name Rich, do we see the ch sound anywhere? I just see it in the name Rich. Let's look on the next page. Then Mom and Dad said yes. Rich sat up in bed. Mom, Dad, and Rich like dogs very much. So Rich asked his mom and dad for a dog, and what did they say? They said yes. Ooh, what kind of dog do you think he might get? Big dog? A small dog? Ooh, let's find out. Today, Mom and Dad will get Rich a dog. Rich can see dogs. Rich can get just one dog. So Rich and his mom and dad go to what looks like the pound. This is where you can rescue or adopt different animals. So I still see the ch sound in our character's name, Rich. Let's see if we see it anywhere else. Here are big dogs and small dogs. Here are fat dogs and thin dogs. Dogs. Wow, so there are so many different dogs to choose from in the pound. What kind do you think Rich might get? A big dog, a small dog, a fat dog, or a thin dog? I think he might get a small dog. What do you think? Rich picks a brown dog called Fletch. Fletch is big and can run fast. Rich has his own dog. Oh, wow, so Rich ends up finding a dog, and his name is Fletch. Hey, in the name Fletch, we hear the ch sound. Where do we hear the ch sound in the name Fletch? Fletch. We hear it at the end. And is Fletch a big or small dog? Oh, it looks like Mrs. Collier guessed wrong because Fletch is a big dog. But Rich has his own dog now. Rich hugs Fletch. Fletch and Rich will be pals. Oh, what a sweet story for us to read about our character Rich getting his dog Fletch. Now let's complete an activity in our reader's notebook. To complete our lesson, let's do an activity from our reader's notebook. Today's activity will be on page 166, so I'm going to circle that page number at the bottom of the screen, page 166. We are working with our words to know today. So our words to know are also called our sight words. And our directions tell us to circle the word that best completes each sentence. So we've done some of these activities before. So what we are going to do, we are going to read the sentence together, read both words in the parentheses, and circle which one best completes the sentence. Now let's do the first couple together, and then I want you to do them on your own, and then we'll go over what answers you got. So let's look at this first one. Number 1 says, the dog is blank. So we have two choices. We have the dog is brown or the dog is very. So which one of these words would we say fits our sentence best? The dog is brown or the dog is very. Which one would we say? We would say the dog is brown. The dog is brown. We could not just say the dog is very. Now if we added a word after the word very, it could work. We could say the dog is very slow or the dog is very sleepy. But since we don't have another word, it does not make a complete sentence. So we would say the dog is brown. Now let's look at our sentence on number 2. On number 2 it says, Rich got the gift blank of the box. So we have two words here. We have the word bin and out. So which word fits the sentence best? Rich got the gift bin of the box or Rich got the gift out of the box? Which of those words fits the sentence best? Rich got the gift bin of the box. Rich got the gift out of the box. We would say Rich got the gift out of the box because he is taking it out of the box. Now I want you to try the rest of them on your own. So how we'll do this, I will help you read the sentence and the choices, and then I want you to choose the word. So on number 3, this says, I would like to have my blank cat. Our two choices are never and own. So what would we say? I would like to have my never cat. I would like to have my own cat. Circle the word that best fits in the sentence. So you are going to circle never or own. Which word fits best in the sentence? Number 4 says, singing makes me blank happy. Our choices are very and brown. So what would we say? Singing makes me very happy or singing makes me brown happy. Circle the word that best fits in the sentence. Number 5 says, have you blank to the play? Our choices are no and been. So would we say, have you no to the play? Or have you been to the play? Circle the word that best completes the sentence. Number 6 says, do you blank what to do next? Our choices are no and very. Would we say, do you know what to do next? Or do you vary what to do next? Circle the word that best completes the sentence. Number 7 says, take blank that hat. The words are off and never. So would we say take off that hat or take never that hat? Circle the word that best completes the sentence in number 7. And for number 8, it says, you blank sing with me. We have 2 words here. We have own and never. So would we say, you own sing with me or you never sing with me? What would we say? Circle the word that best fits in the blank. If you have filled in the rest of your answer choices, let's go over them. If you need to pause to finish up, you can also do that. For number 3, we should have said, I would like to have my own cat. I would like to have my own cat. For number 4, we would have said, singing makes me very happy. Singing makes me very happy. Number 5 says, have you been to the play? So we would have circled been to the play. Number 6, do you know what to do next? Number 7, take off that hat. And number 8 would say, you never sing with me. How did you do on this activity? Did you get all of them correct? If there were any that you did not get correct, you can just erase and fix them now. So let's go over our word to know in each of these sentences. On number 1, our word to know was brown. On number 2, out. Number 3, own. Number 4, very. Number 5, been. Number 6, no. Number 7, off. And number 8, never. Thank you for completing this activity with me today. You are all done with your reading lesson, so make sure for intervention time, if you're not in a live group, to work on iStation assignments, read books on Think Central, or work on Imagine Learning. I'll see you later.